that things have changed drastically in the last 2 years, where they're starting to bring a lot of people involved with drugs to that camp.
Mm-hmm.
So the culture in that camp is kind of changing. As far as her current illness, or most recent illness, she was having tremendous heart or chest pains, and they rushed her to the local hospital. And when they did, she didn't know what was going on. She thought she may have been having a heart attack. And so they did some tests, ran some blood tests and other kind of tests, and came up with the conclusion that she had a hyperactive thyroid that was producing too many hormones. And so what she had done prior to going to the hospital was gotten with 4 or 5 friends who are also in the prison where she is, and they kind of made a pact that if anything happened to any one of them, you know, the other ones would have a list of names and phone numbers to call, because they were sure that the prison would not notify their relatives or friends or anybody. And that's exactly what happened to Sherry. So I got a phone call from one of her co-inmates' husbands to tell me that she had gone to jail. I'm sorry, that she had gone to the hospital.
Okay.
And so when I called the prison, they wouldn't give me any information. And so that scared me. And another thing that I know about that facility is that it takes almost a near-death experience for them to even take you to the hospital. They really, really don't care about the people there. And so when I found out she was in the hospital, I was extremely concerned, and I called to try to get some information that the prison wouldn't give me. So I went to my Congressman's office, Hank Johnson, and they the next day gave me some information. They said they couldn't really give me any specifics, but that she was in the hospital and that they were running tests. Between the time that I got that information from my congressman and the time that I got the initial phone call from her co-inmate's husband, I didn't know whether she was dead or alive. I didn't know what was going on. I had no clue. So that's what I was going through at that time.
I fully understand. She said that her neck was swollen so badly that she could barely talk. Have you talked with her recently?
I spoke with her yesterday. Let me backtrack. In August was when she initially went to the hospital, was rushed to the hospital.
Yes.
And they diagnosed her with having a hyperactive thyroid that overproduced hormones. Well, they gave her 2 kinds of medication. One was to slow her heartbeat down, and the other was to regulate her thyroid.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she was taking these pills as directed, and she started having problems with her neck and with her lips. Her lips turned very, very black, as if she had been smoking for 35 years.
Mm-hmm.
And she started having blood in her stool, and her neck started swelling. She has a friend, a co-inmate in there who's with her, who is a doctor in nutrition. And her friend told her that, you know, she has blood in her stool. That means she has been bleeding internally for quite a while.
Yeah.
So she went to the medical facility there to try to make an appointment to see the medical, and they have what they call cop-outs, which are like appointments to see medical. And she had a real hard time trying to get a cop-out or an appointment to see the people at medical to get a blood test. I'm kind of jumping back and forth because
don't worry.
Telling, yeah,
don't worry. Go ahead.
But I'm trying to stay focused.
Yeah.
But when she originally went to the hospital, they ran these blood tests. Well, when she tried to get this appointment to the medical facility there, one of the things she wanted to know was, what are the results of my blood test? Well, when she finally got the appointment, they told her that they had lost the results to her blood test. So she still didn't know what was going on. Okay. Back to the to the blood in the stool and stuff. Okay, what was happening there was she thinks that the medication they gave her to regulate her thyroid slowed the thyroid down too much, and that's why she started having the swelling. She said it would actually hurt her to read, to look down to read, because her neck was swollen so much and things like that. So she just took it upon herself to stop taking the pills as directed, and she started feeling better. When I spoke with her yesterday, she said she was feeling much, much better physically. There's a lot of petty drama going on in there right now that's causing some stress, but physically she said she's doing much, much better.
Well, that is just wonderful that she is doing better. But, just to imagine that our government treats our people this way, and we treat those terrorists at Guantanamo with everything they could possibly want. It's like a vacation for them. And it's just horrendous. So they've got the medication regulated so that her thyroid is what?
Initially, they gave her medication to slow her thyroid down because it was hyperactive, it was overactive.
Okay.
That was originally what they did, but we believe that the medication was too strong, so it slowed it down too much and started causing her to swell in areas and things like that.
Yeah, that's what I think also. Boy, I just really want to thank you. Is there anything else that you want us to know? Do you want to give out, I can have people get pen and pencil, and, especially, well, the ones that are listening in the car, I've got the link posted at the top of the reading room on my webpage, so they can just go there, and they can get her address. Now, can you tell us about sending her money? How do we send her money for snacks and things like that?
You can just go to the Bureau of Prisons website.
Yes.
And it will have, what is the name of it? Inmate something, but it has a way for you to send them money. There's an Iowa address.
An Iowa address, okay.
Yes, there's an address